Hello guys, good morning. I believe it's still morning because according to my watch, it's around 10:22. My name is Ahmed Halif for the unscripted talks here in Dub Radio. Now, today, I just want to talk about the expectations that Kenyans have for the president. It is good that he did hold that XP's talk. And Kenyans, hey, you people are fearless. Thank you so much for trying to show the president, like, hey, we are not in a good space. We are not in a good place. And the things that are happening are really worse. So today, I just want to talk about what the Kenyans really do expect from the president. You will excuse my bad. As I was starting, I had a few. Do I call it few? Or some cold? I don't know. Ikiwa kwa masuala ya kimombo kidogo nachanganyikiwa, lakini kwa Kiswahili nanyosha. But I'll try this in English, yeah, right? So, yeah, we shall just move on with it. Wherever I'm able to communicate, if you don't understand, you simply give me a comment to elaborate what you don't understand from my end, right? So, first foremost, as I always tell you, on weekends, I'm the cameraman, I'm the director, I'm the script writer. So I check the lights and everything. So every now and then you'll be seeing me maybe moving to the camera to check if the balance is okay. I'll be moving to the lights to check if they're okay. So I'm just telling you what to expect as we are following this live. So thank you. I've just confirmed that sound is okay. And also from your end, kindly, it's my humble request if you could also confirm to me that my sound is okay from your end, because sometimes I realized that I could do my pre-check and confirm that my sound was okay, but from you, the person who is listening from the other end, things are a little bit different. So I didn't want to, be on that bad side. Yeah. Thank you so much. My caption says, I dissolve the cabinet with immediate effect following its incompetence. Thank you so much. Why am I saying this? Because it is clear that the cabinet has failed the president a big time. We know he's become a liar, and we always say if he's not flying, he's lying. It's cool. We know that nobody defends him. Neither can I defend him, because we all know that if he's not flying, he's lying. And there has been attempts to increase taxes. Yeah, in the finance bill 2024 that he just said he withdrawn. My key thing that I want to focus on and try to check is after the 14 or 21 days elapses. Maybe I'm not so well conversant with law. Some people are saying 14 days, some people are saying 21 days. I want to see if it actually transits into law. Yeah, the proposed amendments in the finance bill that were clearly passed, and most of the MPs voted yes for it. We want to see, because according to the constitution, even if the president assents to it or not, his reservations might be considered or not. They might be considered in totality, partially, or banned completely. But once it has passed through the parliament, and whether he assents to it or not, after I don't know now, there between the lawmakers, you will tell us, is it 14 or is it 21 days? It then becomes into law. Now, that is not the main issue, because we know that the EAC gazetted that there will be increase in taxes, yeah, for cooking oil, diapers, electronic gadgets such as phones, respectively 10, 25, and 35% increments. So if we don't pass that bill, yet the EAC, which we know that Kenya is vehemently part of it, yeah, so how could they say that they are increasing their taxes? And on our side here, we say we don't pass. So somebody is playing some dirty game somewhere. You understand it? And clearly, we have now come to realize that we don't hold or we don't have the power to manipulate or control our financial and tax policies. They are actually controlled by the IMF and the World Bank, right? So I just want some kind of, talk with you, conversation with you. You can go to the comment section and maybe tell me what you really think about this government. Now, I'm deriving this talk from the year 2005 when the late Mwai Kibaki was the president of Kenya, actually the third president of Kenya. Now, there was this referendum that was to be conducted. There was this referendum that was to be conducted. Unfortunately, it was voted no. Now, the president then, Mwai Kibaki, came and I don't know what mistakes were done simply because of a referendum that was not voted in. Mwai Kibaki dissolved his cabinet. And maybe I'll go verbatim with it, as he says. It has become necessary for me as the president of the republic to reorganize my government and make it more cohesive and better able to serve the people of Kenya. Now, up to that statement, you see, it has become necessary for him as the president to do what? To reorganize his government and make it more cohesive and better able to serve the people of Kenya. So, President Mwai Kibaki realized the fact that the sovereignty reserves with the people. He recognized the essence that the people are the most important, the nationalism. And if you're not serving the nationals, then whom are you serving? So those are the key notes that I think and key lessons that President William Samoei Ruto should be learning from that script. You should be serving the interest of your citizens, not the interest of the International Monetary Fund or the World Bank. You should be serving the interest of your people because it is them who gave you that mandate to lead them. Remember, you are not the only one who was actually vying for that particular seat while you are vying for presidency. There were a couple of other more people who also, according to themselves, saw themselves fit to hold that office. And they went on the campaign trail. They used a lot of money, paying, how a campaign is so heavy in terms of movement from one place to another. You need a budget, you see. So everyone came with their manifestos, either independent candidates or belonging to a certain political party. You understand? So when they had the people who were supporting them, we couldn't say that nobody got 0 votes for those people who were vying for presidency. They got at least votes according to what they sold to the public and what the public bought. So when you see the nationals or the citizens buying your ideologies, voting you in, it means they have a lot of confidence in you. They have a lot of confidence in you. It's not about empathy. They have a lot of confidence in you. And by the time Ruto was elected, sworn in, and now he was beginning to discharge his mandate as the president, clearly there were lots of outcries. You know, um, prices for basic commodities were already at prices were hiking. Unga, that is the maize flour. Food commodities were expensive. Let me just put it that way generally. But as we go back, we would understand it is not that this regime was the first one to, he just got into power and the prices shot up. No. It became from the previous government of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. You understand? Yeah? That is why by then it will be so easy for Kenyans to understand the coming in government, because according to them, they found that the treasury had no money. They had no money even to begin with as a government. They said that money was looted by the previous regime. You understand? That is what they sold to Kenyans. And people believed them. I believed them. You see? But, you see, we also give you a timeline to reorganize your government, shape it, select your cabinet, and help you steer the country towards the right direction. You remember those nice and honey-smeared speeches that Ruto was giving in different countries as a pan-Africanist? We need to have one state as Africans. We need to have one president as Africans. We need not to have borders within Africa. We need to move freely as Africans. You see, all that and the sweet speeches he gave, people believed in him. Not only we Kenyans, but also African nationals. People from other countries also try to say, hey, Kenyans, you are too blessed to have such kind of a president. You see, and people are telling those guys, we are used to him lying. He's deceiving you. Don't trust him. There's something he's after. Now, people didn't see that coming until, now president, you went ahead and gave Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the person whom you were blaming his government for looting the treasury, and as you came into government finally. Now, instead of persecuting him, you gave him a job to the African Union, the peacekeeping mission. You understand? So that is the number one contradiction. Instead of finding people who are reaping from the proceeds of corruption, you are there supporting them and aiding them. In fact, when you see these CSs in Ruto's government, they are people whose reputation, they have no reputation actually. They can't defend it because they have none. There are people who have been charged either land grabbing, corruption, embezzling public funds in various offices, and those are the kind of people he did put in his cabinet. So what do you expect? Because if you don't employ someone because of merit and their competence, then when they fail, don't blame them. Blame yourself, because it is you who selected that cabinet. Now, it seems that either you are not taking the advice of your advisors, you are a dictator, or the advisors are misleading you. But again, we do say that let them advise you, but it is you to make sure that you try to segment, analyze that kind of advice, know what to take, know what not to take, or reject in totality. You understand then? Now, that came. 2 years still, you are complaining about how you found empty treasure, but you are collecting taxes. You had Finance Bill 2023-2024 that you passed. We kept quiet, thinking that it will solve us. Like, see, we don't have problem paying taxes. All we want is to see these taxes, working for Kenyans, right? Now, there was a target that the KRA had. They never reached that target, even with your increased taxes by then. Now you come again with a Finance Bill 2024. You want it passed through thick and thin. You are so thirsty for it to pass because your boss, the IMF or the World Bank, have said that need to be passed. But you see, you are not serving them. You are serving the nationals. And we've had and we've seen these members of parliament when they go to Harambes, the amount of money, the opulence that they show. I mean, they're so insensitive to national matters such that they talk to the electorate the way they think. When they come to ask for those votes, they are really calm. But when now it's about them being questioned to be responsible or give accountability of their actions, now they see the Mwananchi as the enemy. Where do we draw the line? Between a friend electorate whom you need them to vote you in and a person who keeps checks and balances then becomes an enemy. We can't continue that way. So we saw the president also ask for, the XPA's meeting that the Kenyans joined, and I'm glad that Kenyans did give him their peace of mind. People are never afraid that you're the president, and particularly, I really liked the person who told the president there is nothing honorable about these MPs. That term honorable should be dealt with, and we now come with servant, mtumishi. So instead of saying Honorable Ahmed Khalif, you say servant Ahmed Khalif, because they are servants. They are not honorables. What is that? I mean, that term has been overrated, right? So, guys, if you are watching from YouTube, kindly subscribe to our page. Press the notification button so anytime that we are live or we upload our content, you become the very first person to be notified. If you're watching from Facebook, kindly follow us. Then, if you have any comment, kindly in the comments, go to the comment section, comment, and I'll be able to read your comments. Also, we have a membership plan. That is a loyalty membership, a diamond member, and also a platinum member. There are benefits that comes with being one of those members. But ultimately, if you're a platinum member and you have your business and you wish that your business be advertised with us as Dub Radio, then absolutely we give you that space for you to advertise your business. We give you presenter mentions so long as you are a platinum member and you don't subscribe for less than 3 months. Every month is 2,400 approximately, because it is it is around $24. $24, let me say $24. Yeah. So if you do that for 3 months, then you become eligible for your business to be, mentioned, advertised in our channel. Thank you so much. For those who still don't know me or are still joining the conversation, my name is Ahmed Khalif for the Unscripted Talks here in Dub Radio, and we are just trying to talk what we expect the president to do, or the statement that the presidents ought to have made. And that statement is, I dissolve my cabinet due to its incompetence, what Mwai Kibaki did. Now, as I continue with Mwai Kibaki's, speech verbatim as he was dissolving his cabinet, the first was, let me pick it from the top. It has become necessary for me as the president of the republic to reorganize my government and make it more cohesive and better able to serve the people of Kenya. Now, he continued and said this. Accordingly, in accordance with the powers conferred upon me under the Constitution of Kenya, I have directed that the offices of all ministers and all assistant ministers become vacant. Consequently, the occupants of the said offices cease to hold their respective offices with immediate effect. Less than 3 minutes speech, right at home. It hits hard, but that was the hardest choice and the best according to the president's wisdom by then. Ruto, are you reading from the same page as us? Are you reading from the same script as us? can you try to take the positive things that your predecessors, the former presidents did, and what you expect your predecessors to come and learn from you? What legacy as a president do you want to leave? Do you want to be a one-term president who people deemed unfit because of the draconian laws he was trying to impose to them? And they decided that this is the worst person. Why don't you use the powers bestowed to you by the Constitution of Kenya? Send those people packing home with immediate effect. Why don't you just decide that, hey, I have been a liar for so long, I have reformed, I want now to be truthful to my mandate. Enough of lying, enough of talks. Now, let us put it into action. Right? That is the best I think a president can ever do to make sure that the polity is happy with you. Even before this increment of taxes, we had free primary education during Mwai Kibaki's time. Where do you think that money was coming from? Why can't you try to borrow a leaf from that end? Roads were being built by what taxes? Try to borrow a leaf from that end. You understand? The best way is by sealing the loopholes of corruption. Like, I mean, how does 560 tons of fertilizer donated by Russia just disappear within a thin air? Tell me, how does 15 billion get lost from e-citizen? Taxpayers' money. Tell me, how does 12.7 billion get lost and 360 million from spelling errors on NHIF? Surely, how does that money get lost? Now, the NTSA, and we have seen the CAs, that is Onesma's Morcomen, yeah, the CAs for, roads. Yeah. So I don't know, these things you do them for the camera, then after that you say, okay, cut, action is done. So you make us believe that you are working, but in essence, over 4,000 people have already been dead since January to date. And the ministry has lost, the NTSA has lost 12.7 billion. Really? And you tell us that you are working. And they were lost as the Generation Z and the millennials were protesting in the streets. Do you see the correction there? They felt that they were going to be chased out of office, but they needed backup, and they stole. So somebody has to be accountable. Mr. President, all that money, what is our debt as a nation? Can you kindly do a tax audit that ought to have been done long ago? We have even Kenyans of goodwill. Tell us what's our debt. 2 trillion. It can take only 10 millionaires to contribute something and pay that debt. I mean, how much do you take to Harambes? 20 million, 50 million for construction of churches and all that. Why don't you contribute that money towards paying our debt? Then we become stable as a nation and start depending on ourselves. I mean, the late John Pombe Magufuli, the former president of the Republic of Tanzania, did cut travel expenses by not traveling, including, it started from the top. He never traveled. His ministers, MPs, everybody was in the nation. They never borrowed loans. And it is the time that Tanzania witnessed massive development. You understand? could we cut on expenses, on our expenditure? Seal those loopholes that are aiding corruption. Hit the snake by its head, not the tail. You understand it? If you have friendly tax policies, if you had friendly financial policies, then you'll attract more investors. And that is the only way. I mean, if you see something good, there is this thing that you are, importing labor. No, sorry, you are exporting labor. You take people from Kenya and try to seek for them job opportunities abroad. Ruto, Mr. President, that is not the way. You should be bringing jobs home. You should be creating employment opportunities home. You want them to go and suffer brain drain? How are they even able to make sure the country develops while they're on other countries? We need those industries to be built in our country. You understand? At least by the support of the government. The government collects more. You see, the revelation that was brought by the then governor, Mike Mbuvi Sonko, about how taxes collected in Nairobi were over 100 million, and like 50 million used to be given to him at Hioni Achai. That's meant for tea. He went and reported it to the then president Uhuru Kenyatta, and his deputy was Ruto. What happened? After some time, politics, right? So it means it's something that has been going on. If 50 million can be given to one person as pesa ya chai, pocket change. No. We need to do lifestyle audits for our members of parliament, our senators, our governors. I mean, every state official should declare their wealth. Uliona juzi jinsi Oscar Sudi alivyojikanga. Oscar Sudi just melted himself, saying that he bought his first Range Rover in his 20s. And the picture surfaced in his 20s, and we were asking, does this person look like someone who can own a Range Rover? Meaning you can also not account for, you cannot account for the monies, for the wealth that you have. There is this allegation that close to 17 million leaves CBK every day to State House. Such kind of things. Those are the things that make Kenyans mad. You understand, Mr. President? So, guys, as we continue, kindly, what is your thought on this? How do you feel, and what do you see should our country do to make sure that we are headed in the right direction? Thank you so much for all those who are joining and viewing from whatever places you are viewing. I can see Matthew Bando saying, we are tuned from Bale. Incompetent leaders is our root cause. Dissolving cabinet is the best option. Thank you. Rosie Kanaiza says, tuned. Thank you so much, Rosie, for tuning into the Dab Radio. Thank you so much. I can see they are watching from Facebook. Kindly, you can also share the live so that your friends too could also be able to follow through with us. Let me check here on YouTube if there are any comments. Kindly bear with me. Remember the agreement we had as we were beginning this live. Yeah. So let me check if we really have any comments. Okay, there are no comments from YouTube, but I believe guys are also tuned in. Thank you so much, as we are coming almost to the end of our live stream for today. There are key lessons that the state should learn. One, that they serve the interest of the people. Don't wait for the people to take matters into their own hands, their sovereignty. Then you start running helter skelter, stealing monies from the treasury, so that when you kicked out, you have a backup plan. You understand? Just do what is right. And you see, when you do what is right, you'll be able to walk freely, talk freely, associate freely. Just do what is right. That is the only thing that I can say. Call me Ahmed Khalif for the unscripted talks here in Dub Radio. So much love. Go to our YouTube channel. If you're watching from our YouTube channel, kindly subscribe, press the notification button, so anytime that we are live or we upload any content, you become the very first person to be notified. On Facebook, kindly follow us, comment, like, share our live, so that we could build each other, we could grow each other together as a family of Dub Radio. Thank you so much. May you have a nice afternoon, a nice Sunday. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.